Ayogabs, why don't you kick us off?
Yo, what up? This is Ayogabs. This is episode 3 of the Basic Buds podcast.
Yeah. Episode 3 coming at you. This is a very special episode I'm very excited about because what we're about to talk about is actually dear to me personally, and I probably speak for these other two, Gene and John, who are co-hosting, but we have today DJs from different sides of or different perspectives. This next guy I've known for a very long time. He's been in the game, in the DJ game, for very many years. He would probably be considered an OG in the game. He's been doing things since the 90s. We're going to dip into where he started. Eventually, he married my cousin.
No kidding.
You know what I mean? So he's part of the family as well. And his name is DJ Deuce Ace. What up,
Hey,
fam?
what up, Basic Buds?
And beside him is someone that I had the pleasure of meeting not too long ago, but I think we kicked it off real well. We're vibing, right?
That's what it's about. It's about
she said she spins. She does some really big things. Definitely up and coming, and that's Ayogabs. What's up, fam?
What up, man? Thank you for having me.
Hey, so we're gonna kick this off with you, John.
All right.
Why don't you? This is the Basic Buds podcast. We like to break things down, but first we'd like to hear kind of where you came from. We are gonna talk about DJing and what that means. For those who don't know, that's gonna be focused on people who actually play music, right? Because people think that DJs also might be just like radio personalities, right? But we're talking about actual DJ, the playing of music for people, big and small, right?
Alright.
And you've been a DJ for a long time. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Alright, so I go by the name of DJ Deuce Ace. Been down with Jimmy Handtricks, Universal Zulu Nation. Originally born in Daly City, but grew up in San Lorenzo, California.
Northern California.
And I started DJing in 1994. So I started with wax, belt-driven turntables.
Okay, wax is records, by the way.
Records, yes.
Yeah.
12 inch. Yeah. Man, my first set was belt-driven Geminis with a Gemini Scratchmaster mixer. So really janky.
With a little rubber band.
It wasn't even my set. It was my friend's set.
Right.
And then so I kind of got into it totally by accident. I didn't go out and like, hey, I want to learn to be a DJ today. It just kind of fucking came to me.
Yeah, the 1200.
Hey, you are from the mecca of DJing. Well, as it relates to turntablism, and we'll talk about a little bit what that means.
Okay.
Right. And then after that, tell us about the progression, man, to where you're at now.
Yeah. So I first learned how to mix and blend records, 2 different songs. My friend Spoon and my boy Dre, they're the ones with those Gemini turntables. And my boy Eli taught me how to blend 2 songs together using the pitch.
Fundamentals.
I learned it from the get. So
break down the blend. What is it? Do you listen for the clap or do you listen to the bass?
You know,
what's the blend?
that's a great question because I went about it the wrong way at first.
Okay.
So I started catching the snare.
Okay, there you go.
I didn't know what a 1, 2, 3, 4 was. I didn't know what a count was.
Yeah.
So what I was catching the snare, but I knew the concept of slow down the pitch, speed up the pitch, just match up the one that's going through the speakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was on beat, but that shit was off because I didn't know counts back then.
Right.
I didn't know counts until a couple years later when I started really studying the DJs on air at the time, like 94.9, K-Miel, Michael Erickson, fucking Sway.
Name drop them, let it be known.
But out there, at least from my perspective, there was 2 sides of the DJ game. There was the mixers, and then you had the hardcore scratch heads with influenced by Cuber, Shore, Mixmaster Record.
They're like the b-boys of DJing, doing all the acrobatics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there was the mixers, the guys that put music together.
Yeah.
Like you said, blend songs.
Yeah.
House parties.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yep.
Going to a house party and like a DJ would just be playing the jam and he would mix in, your next favorite jam. And you could call it, something.
Exactly.
That's a crazy line.
So it wasn't even like 2 years later when I started learning how to catch the break, catch the chorus,
Right.
dropping it on the one instead of the snare this time. So, obviously, just more I started researching about it and learning about it for myself. Now I was like, you know what? Let me pay attention to the cats who's really doing it in clean ass mixing.
Yeah.
And they were dropping on the ones, and then from there I was like, oh, okay. It was like an
And
epiphany.
I'm sure from that point, now you're stuck in your room just practicing.
From
like
day
you're
one.
ready for, like, the
I still am to this day.
Okay.
Right.
I still am.
Yeah.
I was a student, right?
Yep, always a
Always
student.
a student.
Big up, hey, big up Polsky and the whole Mighty Four
Yes.
crew for that. Always a student.
You never stop learning.
Yeah.
No?
Okay. You know what? That was a lot of freaking information. And you know what I mean. You guys are talking about the ones. You guys are talking about the claps. Okay. So real quick, as a basis of DJing is blending, right? And blending
I agree.
is taking one song, taking another song, and mixing the two together in a
Yes.
seamless manner.
Yes.
So it sounds like one long
Yeah.
song, right?
Yeah.
Continuous song.
And
You keep the
continuous
groove
song.
up.
Exactly. You keep the groove. And in order to do so, you need to have the two songs to be at somewhat the same BPM or beats per minute.
Tempo.
Right?
so
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
So kick me a beat on the table right now. Just go.
Okay.
Yeah. Kick me. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I see you.
3, 4. All right, stop. So when a DJ drops that next beat, when John was talking about hit it on the one,
Hit it on the one.
that means that on that first count,
Right,
that's when they
on
drop
the
the next
bass.
set. And
Yes.
then and what you need to do, on the drum there's a bass and there's a snare, right? So on the beat you have to match up the snare of the one song to the snare of the next song, which is why you're messing with the pitch, right?
Yeah, so that's the basic part. The more elaborate you get, you start
Oh,
playing
we
different
can go on
genres.
forever.
Yeah.
We can go
Yeah.
on forever.
You start off learning off how to drop it on the one for the songs that start on the one, but there's songs that start on the three, start on the four.
You know what?
But I'm not. That's another kind of word.
That gets a little bit more
Yeah.
advanced, you know what I mean?
So Northern Cal, you started your thing. What's next?
Man, so Vestax 05 came in,
That's a mixer.
mixer,
Yeah.
and then the Shure M44-7. So I learned about the Shure M44-7 through ISP videos. And I was like, what the fuck? They're out in Japan. They're all talking, oh, M44-7. And for those that don't know, it's a needle. It's a company that's no longer around.
What?
Yeah, so hopefully someone else brings it back. But the way that it's stuck to the record, where you can rub the record back and forth, whether you're mixing or scratching, it's stuck. Whereas back in the days, I was fucking around with the
Stands,
500s,
yeah.
505s,
Let me know.
putting a nickel
quarter
or a quarter on top of the head
you know
shell.
how- yeah, however you want it.
Because you needed the weight for the stylus to stick on the record.
Yeah.
So that was like 98, 99. And from there, obviously I started, had a little summertime job. Started working at a place called
Life became.
Yeah, and so it came to a point where, like, you know what? I got a new ride. It was a 96. It was a 94 Mustang V6. Not even.
Yeah.
we all started
Not even.
somewhere.
Not
We
even
all
a
started
point.
somewhere.
Not even a point. Wasn't even a point. It was 6-cylinder. But I saved up some cash and was like, I was talking to my boys, like, hey man, should I get some big rims, 17-inch rims? So
Ghost Rider real quick.
yeah. So I was debating whether I should buy some rims for the ride or let me invest a couple $1,200-$1,400 on some turntables and a Vestax 05.
Yes.
And I'm so glad to this
What a
day
great investment.
I
Yeah.
chose that route because I knew. I was like, even back then, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get an ROI a little bit off of this. Let me see where I could take it. And
Beautiful thing.
so that was like 1998.
Yeah.
So
the golden years.
So
you know
I
what
learned in
mean? The golden
'94,
years.
Yeah, it's golden years.
but I never had my own set until 1998.
Nice.
I never could get
Yeah.
a set myself.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just
Yeah, them
$1,000?
the DJ world found me by accident. I'm telling you the truth. Like, I remember going to my boy Pad Spoon's house.
Shout out to Spoon.
Hey.
It's that fool always had the ill 12 inches. He was the first dude I heard to drop a mixtape, but his dad was a Hell's Angel.
Yeah.
So I would,
did my
Oh.
best.
dude, it was weird. It was
I don't know about
weird.
this hippity hop.
When I would go to his pad,
Hey.
I would always want, like, you know what? I want to see what the skills is. I want to see the music. But then it was so juxtaposed. Like, you
Better.
got Hell's Angels fucking patches
Surprise.
in the garage and stuff. But The dude
You're
always
playing-
showed me love.
Playing that damn urban music in the garage.
Pretty much.
Hell yeah.
That thunk thunk.
Some honky tonk.
Turn that
Oh,
shit
man.
down.
All right. So that was the '90s, and we'll get to a little bit about how that progressed. But what's cool is that you're old school, and Gabby, you're over here. You're kind of like that new class.
The leaders of the new
About
school.
the 90s. I'm over here like I'm trying to walk in the 90s, but I appreciate the 90s.
Well,
Right?
you know what? We got
There's always a foundation of something, you know.
You got to big up
Yeah.
you got to big up the generation before you because it paved the way to what you're doing now. And
Yes.
why don't you talk a little
Word
bit
up.
about yourself and where you came from?
Wow.
Let's start from
where
the
did I
beginning,
come
fam.
from?
Let's start
I
with
came
the
from,
beginning. Break it down.
Let's break it down. Okay. So I'm 22. I'm 22 years old. Yeah. And as a child, my whole perspective of it was my family, Mexican. They straight from the border out here.
Right,
you know,
right.
like I'm
And
first.
we're
I'm first
Burrito.
generation. So to me, it's kind of like a blessing that I'm first generation because it's a different outlook
Oh,
of
okay.
what it is now, what to them it was before.
Mm-hmm.
So my parents love to dance.
nice.
Dancing is key at my house.
Yes.
And it always fascinated me all the time, just looking at their footsteps and looking at their footsteps. And I'm like, wow, what the... My cousins were like, I want to go home. And I'm like, I don't even care about this party. I'm just watching them. It just
Yeah.
fascinated me. And as a kid, I just wanted to be a performer for
Nice.
anything. I was a circus. I would go to the circus. My parents would take me to circus every year. And
Swargus?
I just loved the performance of it.
Yeah.
Everything.
No, yeah,
Everything.
it was-
But I would come back and I want to perform, right? I'm on the freaking couch. That's
Yeah.
my language. I'm on the couch and just trying to perform. So at the time, I wanted to be a professional dancer, just always performing. But I think when I was 20, which I've been in 2.5 years now in LA. So I think when I was 20, that's when I bought a controller. And I was in college, and you know, as
Yeah.
a Latina and stuff like that, my parents wanted me to. You go to school, you know,
Yes,
you get a
that's
job,
Yeah.
you get married,
It's the
you
way
have
of life.
KISSING
That's how it
type
Live
thing,
your
right?
dream, baby.
But
In the
for
Matrix.
some reason, it didn't feel like that for me. I didn't feel that was the right way to go for some reason. I don't
Right.
know what it was, but it was more kind of like I need to do what I need to do. What do I like to do? Because I don't want to
Yes,
work for
passion.
somebody else.
Yes.
You know?
Now, what was it that you like to do? As in, you were dancing.
Yes.
When did it transition to DJ?
It transitioned. You know, it's crazy. I used to go to all these festivals, all these
Oh,
EDM
yeah,
festivals,
yes.
Okay.
and I think starting off so young, I was in a relationship where you guys get in this first love
Yeah.
type of deal, you know, when you're in that and you get out of that, which I learned at a very young age. So I got that heartbreak at a really young age where
Right.
I'm glad and grateful for that.
Yes.
That when I went to my first EDM festival, it was weird. I was like, yo, I have to be here.
You
Like
felt the
something,
love.
I felt like this
You
is when
felt
I
the
had to
love.
love myself.
Yeah.
I was
Right.
like, yo, I'm so young, but I feel like this urge of love and
you
stuff that I was like,
deserve
yo, this is where I need to be. You know, so I do get out to my cousin-in-law, Clayton. He helped me a lot.
Shout
he
out
was,
Clayton.
Shout out to Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton William. So
Word
he's a producer. He's really dope, really talented person.
Cool.
But he's married to my cousin,
Mm-hmm.
and he was always the one telling me, "When are you gonna come to LA? When are you gonna come to LA?" And I was like,
There's
I always wanted to, but I just didn't know when that switch was gonna be, you know.
Right.
So prior to that, he asked me to come out for a music video he was doing. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come out. There's so and so. The choreographer was actually there, and I was gonna do the dance with them, but she was just so fast, and I was like, yo, fuck, I'm not doing this. Like, I just got out the airport. I just came out from the airport. You guys, like, she's over here with the bootleg, like she got a boot
She's
on her
ready.
and she's
She's
ready,
ready.
but I was like, yo, I can't do this, you know. So one day after I got back, and I was like, yo, I need to go back out to LA more. And when I went back to LA, she hit me up out of nowhere. We didn't talk.
yeah.
We didn't talk, you
Yeah.
know. So
Okay.
we had lunch, and she's from the Bay, so she was like, yo, she's like, I don't know what it is about you. Well, this is our first 20 minutes into brunch. But she's like, when do you want to move out here? And she's like, you can come stay with me
That's
and
Ooh.
come live out
See,
here.
that's called.
And
That's
she's like, I
called
believe in you, and
confidence.
let's go,
Believing
let's do
in
it.
somebody.
And I was like,
yeah, we need more of that.
I've never had somebody do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just-
And as the
It's a
age of a
blessing.
20-year-old, that
Yes.
was like, whoa, you know, like it shocked me. But I was
That's
like,
love.
all right, when can I move in? She's
Yeah.
like, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, I went back home. I talked to my parents. My mom was crying. She
Yeah.
made it seem like I got pregnant or something. She was like, oh, yeah, for sure. So,
You got your own wings.
yeah, right. Oh, she's
God.
actually stepping up to the plate. Well, my mom always taught me to be so independent
Yeah.
as a young child. She would always be like, my cousin, like, she'd always be like, once you enter a room, you say hi to everybody, and you say goodbye to everybody.
There you go.
You want to
That's how-
eat, you go
that's-
serve
that's how
yourself.
we
You
learn.
got it. You just
Yeah.
gotta learn. That's how you learn. So, shout out to moms, but she.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah, but no, that definitely. So when I came out here and started the whole DJing thing, I bought a controller before I moved out to LA. So
Explain to the people what a controller
a
is.
DJ
Right,
controller.
yeah,
So as of you, I know you were probably using vinyls and stuff
That's
like that
original.
back in the day for
Yep.
sure.
New school to old school
And-
talk right here.
And now
Break it down.
which I appreciate so much. Like the roots of that is just amazing, you know. But in the aspects of the world of what it is too, I'm not saying that it's not there. It's always gonna be there,
Yes,
and there's still
that
so
is,
many
that
people
is.
doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I do know that in the EDM world that I'm doing, the Latin
What's
community,
EDM?
electronic music, so electronic dance music.
Yeah, electronic dance music.
Electronic dance music, yeah. So I was always into that. I just, it's a good time. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah.
united.
Yeah.
It's all about love,
Party
you know.
time,
So
you know, love.
it's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything's good. So
Hell yeah.
I was like, why not? Why would I want to promote hate? Or that's what I wanted. So the biggest thing to me was just to inspire people and just kind of go that
There you
route.
go.
But
you
now
go.
I'm going the Latin route as well because I speak Spanish, all that. So it's like, why not use that to my advantage and
Oh, yeah.
inspire other people that, we all got this.
Dude, I'm kind of inspired by you guys because
Yeah.
I love DJs, you know what I mean? I'm a B-boy from the nutsack. If you don't know this shit, the boy used to be called Kid Chaos back in the day. I'm going to text DJs to get the vibe, you know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Deuce, fucking hip-hop, 98.
Yeah.
That was when we were doing our thing.
The golden
You
era,
know,
golden
Gabby
era.
in the 2000s. We play EDM as well, man.
Yeah.
But I incorporate B-boy style into the EDM life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And
I love what
B-boy,
you guys do.
B-boy is breakdancing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as in
Yeah.
B-boys,
Yeah.
the break boys,
One of the
the
elements.
dancing of hip hop.
Yeah.
The one element of hip hop, the dance element.
Yes.
DJing is one of the 5 elements. You got DJing, B-boying, graph art, MCing.
And then beatboxing was the one that they
We can
put
say
in
that,
the
yeah.
fifth.
Slanging rock.
Those are the fifth.
If you're talking to Zulu cats, it's the fifth one is knowledge.
No.
That's
That's how you tie things
There we
together.
go.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Bring my seat to life.
But
Thanks for filling me in on
that's
that.
one side of the game. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
That's
Those are
the
the
game,
aspects of the
man.
game. That's why
Yeah.
I love to hear,
Yeah.
like you're saying,
Zulu
Gabby,
Nation.
you're in the 2000s technology. I got a controller. Dude, and you're saying, man, I got 1200s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the common
Big thing, but it's the same thing.
the common theme is certain ingredients, certain tools are available to you, and
Right.
then that person takes that, interpret that, and
And
uses
uses it.
and expresses through that medium.
Yes.
No matter if it's canvas,
Yes.
paper, turntable.
It is
I think you
Yeah.
accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
It's like weed, right?
Oh,
What are you
it's
gonna
art,
roll it out
yeah.
of? A pipe, a
Yeah.
paper,
Yeah.
a block?
Exactly.
It's the same
It's
stuff.
not- yeah.
Well,
Still
Gabby got
smoke
some
it.
problems. Someone made a hole in there. We gotta fill it up and patch it.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but technology, right? So
Technology.
Yeah.
so back in the day,
Yeah,
with technology.
you can attest to this.
Yeah.
When you had to do a gig, you had your turntables, and then you probably needed a truck or two or a minivan to carry.
Right? Remember
My
that?
Toyota
Holding
Tacoma.
crates. I'm with the DJ.
Yeah.
I'm with the
Yeah.
DJ. I got
Yeah.
the crates.
Now with
So in Vegas.
That
technology,
shit's heavy,
Amps.
bro.
Amps.
That shit's heavy.
Nobody deals with amps these days.
no amps,
Oh,
everything's
no.
Yeah.
self-amplified. But technology as it may, you have the people with the controllers now that literally controller, laptop,
Mm-hmm.
done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's also like kind of how technology made its way into a need.
Simplifies
Yeah.
everything. Technology
No,
simplifies
you-
everything.
You take
know?
what's available and you flip it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It just
to
makes
your,
everything
to
better.
your creative
Yeah.
ability, and you take it to that next level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
controller, it's a controlled item right there. But when you put your passion into it, the outcome is
Like
It shows.
I firmly
Yes.
believe no matter what genre play, no matter what medium
Mhm.
your art's into, you cannot fake the funk.
Oh, yeah.
No matter
most-
what, like
it always projects
like
through.
if I were to, I'm sure if I were to see Gabby rock on a controller or CDJ, I will see her personality come through.
Mhm.
Whether I
Exactly,
watch the
yeah.
next cat in the cipher and the b-boy, or if it's like
Right.
even certain kids if they're drawing,
Drawing?
you could see like they have their own personality. So as long as you're adding onto it and you're being original, and,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like,
Keeping it
Just
organic.
never
Yeah.
stop the
Anything
creativity.
organic always, what I mean,
Yeah.
sticks.
Most definitely.
and don't try not to be like somebody else. You know,
Yeah.
just
Always be yourself.
Be
Everyone-
yourself.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong
We
with
love
it.
you.
You know what
we
I mean?
love you. Everybody be
I think
yourself. We love you.
this day of age, I think a lot of people compare themselves a lot to other people just because we got social media.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
We
there's
got,
so
we got
many.
things people, when I think a lot of people are like, well, a lot of people don't show their real life. But to me, it's like, Good.
Man, good.
It's social
I'm
media.
cool with that, man.
Like, I
You
don't
know
need
what I mean?
anybody
So,
knowing
I want
what
to see you
Yeah.
cupping your
No,
toenails.
I will, you just say it when you're ready. Exactly. Right? And that's what, and I'm just like, I use this as a business marketing thing.
Yeah.
This
There you
isn't,
go.
I'm
Yeah.
not,
That's great.
once I'm ready to tell my story, that's when I'm ready.
It'll be
But
told.
that's my life, so
Yeah.
Exactly.
you appreciate
Music,
what you
yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's
And
no
it is.
rules to that shit.
Definitely.
and so going back to everything, what's crazy is that I have kind of roots to DJ, but beyond that, if you want to talk about old school, Gene is
Oh.
probably the
Gene.
OG. So those for those who
SXP.
don't know, our co-host, the sire of Berkshire here,
Oh.
was the original DJ out of all of
Yo,
us.
Gene, please.
Backyard
Please
boogie
document
DJ.
this one, Gene.
Yeah, we want to
No,
hear your history.
probably
I
hear
spun,
this.
I spun a couple records.
What was your first record? Tell
It's
the people,
DJ
man.
Humble in the building. DJ Humble.
I do a hell of a land active Lisa.
What's up?
But well, I started DJing in '92. Like again, we didn't have that much shit to fucking buy.
Right?
1200s at the, but I had a van, and so I drove the speakers. But
Yeah.
I was in the crew.
You don't have to be in the band
It
to be
was
in the band.
It was
You know what I mean?
me, Lionel, and Ron.
Hell yeah.
So
SXP,
we had a
Sudden
crew,
Exposure.
yeah, that's in Oxnard, and Unique Styles.
Shout out to Unique
Yeah,
Styles.
they were
Fire.
doing it
Unique
before
Styles.
us.
That's the
So
OG.
we try to build right, under them or whatever. We're the next gen.
The style, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so wait, so was that like a b-boy crew, DJ crew? Was it
Well, we were
party
our-
crew?
Man, Lucy was our old school crew,
Yes.
and we held all the elements. You know what I mean?
Yes.
From again the
We
b-boys
had
to
a
the
DJ
DJs
crew, yeah.
to the graph artists, and our boy Jay. Rest in peace, Jay. Shout out Jay. You already know. He was the pioneer of that Lucy
Yes.
crew. And it was a collective. We were like the Wu-Tang of hip hop
Yeah.
back. Our little
Yeah.
Wu-Tang.
You know what?
I mean,
Yeah.
And to bring it back full circle, we're like the Wu-Tang goddamn podcast.
Yeah.
right here, you know what I mean?
I love it.
I want to be Inspector Deck. I want to be Inspector Deck.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned Unique Styles, which
Yeah.
is the OG.
No.
We're from Oxnard,
Yeah.
right? And that was the OG crew.
Yeah, they were
out
doing it.
there.
They were
And I
doing it.
remember
They were doing
no, I mean they. Who was it? The oldest
It was,
brother.
Daryl, yeah,
Yeah,
Daryl,
Daryl. He
Yeah, they are.
battled Melody.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? From
Yes.
the Beat
No
Junkies.
doubt.
Who Beat Junkies undoubtedly probably
Shout
one
Hey,
of
out to
them.
them.
and
They're still
that's
killing the
that
game.
hits
Killing
Northern
the game right
California,
now.
And
Southern California,
and
and
Oxnard.
then beyond.
But
on Oxnard,
DJ,
Camarillo.
shout out to Babu, and if Babu, if
Oh,
you're listening,
dude.
baby, Melody, if you guys want to be on the show, I
Yeah.
doubt it, because you're all famous or whatever.
Yo,
but
DJ Havoc.
I'll
in
let
time.
your boy.
Yeah.
We need you here, Havoc. Basic Buds.
All right, so
DJ
let's
Havoc, shout out DJ Havoc.
Okay,
as well, man.
okay,
Fighting
so-
that sash. He was always holding it down.
let's back up
Go
a
on.
little bit. Deuce Ace,
Yo.
we touched on how you started,
Uh,
right, and then let's talk about the meat of it all and how you
Yeah.
started getting gigs. Talk about
Yeah.
the gigs,
How-
man.
how does it break
Because
it down?
here's the thing.
Did that start with high school dances too? Like
you know what? It actually started with junior
Yeah.
college
There
party.
you go, attaboy, yeah.
The JUCO.
Backyard boogies.
Yeah,
you
so
know.
actually no, it wasn't high school. There
You're
were,
right. You get fat chip right there where high school.
Yeah, straight up.
I had a stage gig before I had a house party to do.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah, you're
growing up
yourself already.
in San Lorenzo, like where I was, the high school I went to.
Yeah.
Was,
My first name was
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's official.
No, but-
I wasn't about to say, no, I'm just kidding.
I wasn't trying to go that route, so it gets funny. But so this other crew, so I went to Royal High School in San Lorenzo, so it was me. Obviously, my friends was all into hip hop, and then you had these younger cats, like a grade under me. So I got my boy Quack, DJ Data. I got Firm from 24 Carats, which I'm wearing his brother's shirt.
Right.
Oh.
And Zetnom, but pretty much big up 24 Carats out in San Leandro. They decided to throw a party. It was probably like winter time or whatever, and it was on this really random ass street called Bachman Boulevard, and they decided to throw a party. They got access to this big
Yeah.
old freaking
Why not? You
empty
rent it out?
business.
Yeah.
It's totally empty.
Like a warehouse.
And then so like a bunch of high schools in that area came through,
Oh yeah.
but we had flyers, right?
Yeah, flyers.
And then, but they positioned it as because you know what, this is gonna be a battle. This is gonna be John versus
Yeah, yeah.
Firm or Zetnom.
Yeah.
and they asked me what my DJ name was. I was like, I don't really have a DJ name. So even back then, I didn't have a DJ name then yet.
Word up.
So I just went by John Lopez,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
John
That's your
Lopez.
name.
Shout out to the original J-Lo.
I was hella pissed at them at first. I was like, dude, I'm not trying to battle nobody. Like, I'm just learning.
I'm just getting my feet wet.
But it turned out to be just a party rocking
That's dope.
joint where it's just like, you just try to connect with the people
Oh,
that's there, let them have a good time. And I learned then, it was like, it's not about me, about the other DJs, it's about the people that's coming in. You want
The
them
consumer,
to be the moment, be them, have a good time.
That they're there.
Yeah, so, but my
instrument.
my first mobile gig was not until probably like a year after I graduated CSUN and stuff.
You're doing it, man.
And it was in Hayward, out of all places.
Hayward.
And they had flyers again, and they were like, "What's your DJ name?" I'm like, "Oh shit!" But I didn't want to come.
Yeah.
I didn't want to come hella bootsy, so I was like, all right. My baseball coach used to call me Deuce Ace because throughout sports I'd always wear number 21.
Boy.
And in my high school baseball coach was like, all right, hum now, Ace, hum now, Deuce Quad or whatever. And I was 21, so I was Deuce Ace. And then so I was like, all right, you know what? Throw Deuce Ace on there on the flyer.
Your coach was a gambler, bro.
And then it kind of stuck because that same the dude who was throwing parties at his parents' house he was throwing parties like he probably threw like 3 or 4, and it was all like every like 2-3 weeks.
That's tight.
And they'd always throw flyers. This is before the days of social media and
No social media. On the flyer.
You're dropping
on the flyer.
You're dropping flyers on windshields.
This is all French to
Yeah.
you.
But yeah,
It was.
You had to call an info line.
Yeah.
You had an info line.
That's
You know what? You did have an info line. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an info line.
Call the
called
number to find
and
out.
it gave you all the
Wow.
details about
Yes.
the party.
Yes.
Yeah.
The info
Wow.
line.
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
I didn't get that number.
You didn't get the
Aw.
number?
On that party, I over prepared. I brought like 10 crates of records.
Yeah.
You were ready.
There was zero need. Now,
No need.
zero need for 8 crates of records, but that was my first lesson of like selection. Let's know the crowd that
Know
you're
what
about
you
to
want to
prepare
do.
for.
Yeah,
Let's have instead of 8 crates now. You know what? Maybe we'll have 2 roller bags. We'll condense it and know what to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But-
You coming in the spot to wreck
Yeah,
shop.
you
You know what I mean?
You learn things by experience through accident,
Right.
and you start to put the puzzle pieces together.
Because that's what DJ is all about. Like you said, it's about the consumer. It's about the
Yeah.
people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
About
Moving the
DJ.
feet, whatever.
Yeah.
I had to play that shit there.
See, I'm the
I hate
consumer.
that
I
shit.
enjoy the
Exactly.
DJs. You know what I mean? When I come into a spot, I want to hear the DJ.
There's
I want to
a-
hear they come into a spot. I wanna
There's
hear
a
it.
appreciate you.
there's a time and place.
We appreciate people like you.
I think a good DJ is a chameleon because they know how to adapt. There's a time and place for everything.
True.
Like there's a time to party rock, please other people, but you can't scratch 16 bars while a song's playing. You know what I mean? And, but then
I've heard it before,
But then yeah, right?
They will try.
It clashes. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
But then you also have your times when you can showcase and you're doing a radio show.
Yeah.
Like there's from my experience, there's a difference between a club rocking style, or like at least what I would do, and then when there's a showcase, or if I'm doing a radio, things from like what artists I'm gonna play, or how many tricks can I get off and still keep the audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because-
strategic plan.
Yeah,
right
because
there, for
the
sure.
most complicated trick will go over the heads of the basic person that's just going there to have a good time, to just take their minds off of everyday life.
Yeah,
That's me,
me,
man.
yeah.
I love to be
Us
that
being
guy. I
old
love
fool,
it.
us being
old fool
Just
too.
roll up in the
I'm
spot.
just about
I'm
the
hearing some
music.
dope music.
Yeah.
I'm vibing.
So cats
Shout
that
out to
the
the
cats that are
DJs.
chameleons and know how to adapt, those are the ones that like those are the cats that I listen to and I pay attention to.
And doing mobile gigs. I'm doing weddings, doing parties.
Yeah.
It could be argued that the DJ is the most important thing because it sets the vibe, it sets
The
the tone,
mood.
it sets the mood.
So smooth.
Yeah.
When you're doing mobile gigs, you're learning about culture, you're learning about the age demographic, and you're learning about like what songs that age of a 45-year-old Armenian would listen to versus
Yeah.
a 30-year-old Mexican. It's different.
Sure.
And in mobile gigs, you learn how to adapt and you learn how to get
You gotta
songs.
do your reconnaissance before you
Yeah.
go
So
into
and
the
then
song,
and then
you know
and
what I
then
mean?
while you're preparing your playlist for that, then you start going your own wormhole of like.
Yeah, you don't know where you're going.
You don't, yeah.
Gab, have
Yeah,
you done
talk
any kind of like birthday parties?
Well,
bar
no,
mitzvahs?
well, even before that,
Yeah.
why don't you talk about your
Well,
first?
Let's talk about the first gig.
Because you're talking about how you started.
Yeah,
Let's talk about like what you started doing. And excuse me, because I gotta go to the restroom. But keep on going.
I please go after you. Okay, so let's see. Well, my first event was probably Avalon.
Avalon.
Yeah.
So shout out Avalon,
Your
man.
first
We
event?
many nights at Avalon.
You made
Late
it?
Not even no.
Avalon San Jose.
No, Avalon in LA.
What's the nightclub that's right next to Avalon?
I'm not
No, Avalon is that big.
I know it's that big, but what's that place where we go in and then you go through the door and all of a sudden you're in
Oh yeah,
Avalon,
that's just like
boom!
that.
All of a sudden you're in a
That's
rave
the
or something.
lounge.
What's
That?
that?
I don't even know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
San
that back
Francisco.
end.
Yeah,
That's
Crazy
yeah.
ass spot,
No,
you know. Avalon
6th and Harrison.
is where
Yep.
it's at. Continue on with
Yeah,
that.
so the first gig was well, I mean, it's not like the main stage Avalon. I
Well,
was like,
still,
I had
that
to
is-
email people. I was just like,
that's
yo,
word
I'm
up,
trying
you know what I mean?
to
You
get
gotta do
booked
what
on
you
my
gotta
own.
do.
But that is.
And they
Major.
hit me back up in less, probably
You're in.
the next day.
When
Yeah,
can
they were
you
like, yeah,
start?
let's start. And I was like, okay, cool. It was definitely a very learning curve, you know, because back then I was a dancer, so I'm like
Yeah.
performing to people.
Yes, and
you know,
you already
and then
jumped
it-
on that stage.
Yeah, and I'm like, Avalon, and I'm
We're
like,
coming
okay.
to see you. Like, okay,
Yeah.
so what
Yeah,
am I gonna bust out to?
It definitely let me learn a lot.
Yes.
It let me learn a lot because I think I was really nervous and I wanted to give them, which they were vibing to, which was
I'm
amazing.
sure.
Which was
Right,
a lot of
right,
house
right.
stuff. But it was just a wake up call to me to be like, wow, you are controlling this. You know,
It is-
and
yeah.
it's crowd
They-
control,
yeah.
and that's all what
You're
it is.
playing-
Everyone's here to have a good
You're
time.
playing
so why
God
not?
for like.
Yeah, they look at you
Wow.
like
Yeah, no,
genius.
because you know what?
It is
Yeah,
amazing.
Because you're
when
setting
have
up a
it's
mood
when
and
you
you're
set
setting
the
up.
vibe. You
And
set
I
the
think
vibe,
people
what
go
we're
to
gonna do.
clubbing and people go to whatever, but people are there for different reasons. They're
Sure.
there for a
Yeah,
birthday
for
party.
girls.
They're there because they broke up with somebody.
Yeah.
They're there
Right.
with their side chick. Who
Yeah.
knows what it is?
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to have a good time.
I
You get
just
me?
like the music,
You
right?
know?
Don't
But
say that.
There's a
Who's
reason.
that?
There's a reason why everybody's there. But you're the person that sets up that mood to this is what you're getting yourself into and this is where it's gonna go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
You know,
about.
but also directing the mood of what they want as well, because it's always you can't always just play. You can't play for yourself, because once you start doing that,
not at all.
you're just playing to a wall.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep, I
you
agree.
gotta
You
be
see people
accepting
leave
towards
that.
what everybody else likes, and
Exactly.
you gotta love everything in music as it is now.
open, yeah.
Like I'm. Personally, the hip hop now to me is completely different towards what it was before, and I appreciate what
yeah.
it was so much before, and what it is now is just, you know, it's cool.
some
But I mean,
like-
I can rap it, you know,
Yeah.
be about it,
Like,
get in
I
a
can
car,
rap it,
yeah,
yeah.
Some gimmicky
drinking a
shit.
cup,
Yeah,
cut,
just some gimmicky.
sup, like,
Yeah.
you know,
How
it's
inside
like
you.
that, but it's a groove, and I like it.
Yes.
But a lot of
I
people
fall
like
for
it, and
it.
that's what the culture is
Me
now,
too.
and you just gotta accept it.
And that's
And that's
actually
when you
what
never
keeps me
stop
young
learning.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you never stop learning
Let it
because
be
once
known,
you
man.
stop learning, that's when you. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, there.
No, I agree.
You know what? I will have to put out there, understanding how it feels. But man, I don't know if there's any drug out there that can make you feel like putting that perfect song when people go that first time when you're like.
They
throwing
got
something
it.
and people
Yeah.
go
Oh,
crazy.
they
That's a
they're
crazy
responding
high
to
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
And that's
You
why I
know?
love EDM so much because I feel like when
The energy.
when I'm spinning
Yeah,
EDM,
you're right.
to me
That
is
drop.
the way I'm gonna
That
put my
drop.
set is
Yes.
it's like a roller coaster. Like I'm starting,
It's
we're
the
going to
best.
an intro,
Yeah.
and it's like a story. The climax, I don't know, someone's I don't know,
yes.
you're in a good state, and
Someone-
then you slow it down, and then it's like you're off the ride, goodbye, and have a nice day. Like it's just it's a feel.
I love it when
I wish
you're
I
getting
did.
The webs.
that-
And you know what? Cheers to the vibe. Cheers to the vibe.
I
man.
love that
Cheers to the
shit,
vibe.
man. Cheers, yeah.
I gotta shout out Triple XL, who's out here.
Ah.
He's in the audience right now, and we're chopping it up. He's
Hey,
the OG.
I heard that cat's on Kiss FM.
Kiss FM,
So
man.
Kiss
Yeah,
FM,
Kiss FM
word.
building.
I used to wake up to Kiss FM with Rick D's in the morning, you know what I mean?
Man, that's
Hey,
old school, bro.
He used to get down in the Bay too.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
94.9, Rick D.
Yeah,
in the
you know.
morning.
You have revealed we have revealed our age. I'm sorry, everybody, but we're ageless. This talk right here is about
Our
music.
LeBeau.
which
This
is
one's about
Our
Our LeBeau.
We're talking about
Sunday
our
nights.
I still listen to Art
Slow
LeBeau on
Sunday
Sunday
night.
nights, dog. Straight up, I always want to be
Oh,
that
yeah,
guy.
I
You know
love
what I
Art
mean?
LeBeau.
Y'all want to send a shout out to Maruka.
If you're looking at the North Star, I am too.
Always wonder if we're looking at the same
Memo
star
at
together.
Donovan. I'm your
Exactly, that
puppy.
kind of shit, you know.
Shout out to Crispin at Donovan.
Word up.
Word
My
up.
lady at
Hey,
Gino.
you know what, John?
Yo.
So we're talking about you learned, you started doing gigs. You went on tour too, right?
I
Speak
did.
on that,
I did.
man.
Bro,
Yeah,
that,
what?
so that's the peak.
Being a tour
That was
DJ?
that was a big shebang. It was a big experience, and it was so. Well, I'm originally from the Bay Area, but I went down to CSUN. So I moved down here back in
Cal State
2001.
Northridge, what it is, what it wasn't, cousin. You already know.
When I moved down, I met up with my boys from Music is Strength. Big up my boy Shucks One, who's now lives in Japan. My boy Detain. We did an open mic set, and they asked me to DJ, and that's pretty much how I met them. In a nutshell, my boy Shucks started working for different like websites, and at the time there was a website called IamHipHop.com, and in 2007 I moved. So I graduated CSUN in 05. I moved up north back to the Bay Area after I graduated. So I got a call from my boy Shucks like, "Yo, I'm about to go and rock the bells.
Rock the bells.
Can you go
Yeah.
on the road in an RV for 3 months?"
Fuck.
I thought about it for
Not a lot
5
of people can
seconds,
see
and
that.
I was
Say
like,
yes.
I'm there.
Yeah,
And then
right.
at that time,
You didn't want to
I
seem
was
too
a-
excited, huh? You're like, well.
Let me check my calendar real quick.
No,
Let me
it was-
press
There
my
is like
manager real
openings
quick.
in my calendar.
Let me see
I was-
my manager real quick.
Like open.
Open. Yeah, we can do that.
but right before I got that call, I was in the interview process with Verizon. And I was about to,
Real
dude,
life
I
is
was
knocking on
I
your
was
door.
literally about to do 40 hours a week, and then I got that call, and then I called my
40
boy.
hours.
I'm like, yo, I can't work for Verizon, dude. Why? I'm about to go rock the bells tour. Wu-Tang, Rage Against the Machine. And this is when Rage wasn't even performing. Like, they got together on tour.
Right.
And so we first show was in New York.
Jimmy
We
and
pretty much
Jill.
traveled all through 50 states. In 3 months, I saw the country. I experienced blatant racism to my face on that tour.
Oh, we all do.
I've
I mean, look at all of our skin right
Yeah.
here. Man.
and
racism still exists in America.
then I learned, I was like, it's okay to that tour. I was like, you know, it's cool to be yourself, because
Yeah.
I started paying attention to how other DJs in different genres
And how they interact.
not so much
when
genres,
they're-
but
when they're in
in those cities.
Spots. Yeah.
So at that time, us Cali heads used to clown on New York heads.
All right.
These
West
fools,
Coast.
these fools knew how to beat juggle,
Dang.
but they don't know how to blend because they're just slamming records.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it wasn't-
the
they're
fundamental,
scratching it, right?
Yeah, they're scratching it in.
Slamming records
And then
there.
growing up, I was like, West Coast heads knew how to cut, knew how to clean blend, but
Yeah.
New York had the
craft
body
of
tricks.
turntablism, yeah, the craft.
And during that time on the Rock the Bells tour, I started realizing
Thank you.
I was like, from what I've learned in the Bay and then being in LA, there's a very distinct way of mixing DJing, approaching the turntables compared to the East Coast. Nowadays, I obviously, social media.
Nowadays, yeah,
it's a little bit more spread out.
It's more
So
spread out.
you see,
It's a more generalized
Yeah.
style. of
people
how
get the
DJs
information
work.
instantly, and like they could catch cats from Russia to freaking New York and wherever.
Collaborations
But
happen
at
everywhere.
that time, I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? It's cool to just be myself and like
Yeah.
not worry about it.
nothing wrong with
And
that
if
at all.
cats want to appreciate it, cool. If they don't, I ain't tripping. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm still. This is how I breathe. This is how I
Yeah.
express myself, and I don't know really any other way to be different.
No, and that's original, and
That's for you.
that's an achievement to yourself, and that's something that you get to keep. You get to
Yeah.
keep that, this is my style, this is my craft, this is what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People come to see me because they love your boy,
Yeah.
and it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing for both of y'all. You know what I mean? And you keep doing your thing, stay original, keep it organic, and I just think that's. As the guy on the other end that listens to the music, I'm the guy who steps in the track. I'm the guy who waits in line, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm the guy who waits I'm a humble dude, you know what I mean? You may know me as her burrito, but your
What it
boy
is, what it
still
was,
waits in
cousin,
line.
yeah.
I still pay to get in. I support my people,
Yes.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's
all
Straight
about
up.
that,
That's
yeah.
what gets people to the next level, you know what I mean? And Word them up. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all.
Definitely.
Word up.
And Gabs, so we're talking about all that good stuff. Talk about a bad gig that you've ever had. We've all had it.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys all had
Wow, I
one,
got
right?
it.
Right?
Woo, all right.
Let's hear one.
You
man.
couldn't find.
Tell me,
Short story
Yeah,
long.
bring it,
Short
bring it.
story long.
Cheers to
Cheers,
this.
cheers,
Yeah.
cheers. Cheers to the fallen gigs.
As a female, that's a whole lot of different
Oh, you're right.
stuff that goes down.
Oh, I
Oh,
could
apple
only
day.
imagine, right?
Well, elaborate.
Yes, please,
Yeah.
please break it down.
Well, you're human. Got boobs naturally. Got a nose. That's just how shit works.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
just
word
like
up,
everybody
word up.
else.
Speak on it. Yeah.
But one experience, I guess you guys want to talk about a bad experience.
Yeah, you break
which
it
is
down.
kind of many, and it still happens current to date. That let's see. You meet promoters, you meet club owners.
Okay.
I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to play.
Break through.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And I think they take it the wrong way, because me as a personality, I love to talk. I'm all about love.
Girl, yeah.
I'm all about love. I
Love
love love,
Yeah.
So to other people that may seem as a flirty, I do have a flirty personality, right? But I'm
Well,
not,
you know what? To be fair, okay, you might not have
Yeah,
flirty
like a
personality,
Me Too movement.
but when girl, it's a weird fucking thing, and everybody knows this. But if you show a little bit of like, oh, I'm cool,
Oh,
every
bro,
90%
I'm
of
down
the
to
dudes,
earth.
and 90% of dudes,
they're like this. They're like
Yeah.
this. I'm
I'm
so
that
down to
guy.
earth. I love. I'm chill. I'm so chill. Where
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guys' girlfriends hate me because they're like, yo, she's just that
Sure.
chill. She
Yeah.
acts like a dude sometimes,
Yeah.
most of the
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
But I'm
And
like
they
that
judge
because
it.
it's like, I don't care. I love myself so much.
Human
and I love the people
beings,
around
yeah.
me that no one else has to phase me, right?
Yes.
And as a
Yeah.
female, it's just
Word
the,
up.
the confidence that
I
you
can
gotta have.
imagine. I can
Right.
imagine.
So
Yeah.
as a bad experience is when, so say for one time I had a club owner, invite me out, right, to meet up with them. And this was the second time we talked, and I was like, all right, you know what, I'll meet up with you guys. And it just turned into a whole just
Hey,
show.
yo, baby.
Yeah.
Let me-
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
But
yo,
I wanted to play there.
I'm trying to do this.
I was inspired. I was looking
Yeah,
at the
word
crowd.
up.
I was looking at the crowd. I was telling one of my friends, I was like, yo, I gotta do
Yeah.
this. Exactly.
Terrible. That's
So
terrible.
it comes
That's
with
terrible.
promoters and people
Yeah.
thinking that like, oh, she's a girl. Well, let's see what we can get out of her
Yeah.
to get her to where
So
she needs to be.
you know what's cool about that? What you do is you just like you just use that against them. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
janky ass
but there's a
promoters and
difference,
stuff.
but this is the thing in the music world and in the reality of it is
Uh-huh.
that like a lot of females, I think, in this game is that they get kind of manipulated in that way because
Okay.
we're so used to the male dominance sort of
yeah.
type of things
No,
where that's not
that's-
right,
that's true.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
And where
that's
it's like
true.
I walk into
You
a
earned
studio,
it.
I
You
can walk
earned
into a studio, and what do they think of me as a groupie, right?
Yeah.
Oh, who is she with?
No,
Who is
it's
she?
totally opposite.
Who is she
Yeah.
doing? You know?
Yeah.
But
But they don't know the talent. They don't know the creative. They don't even know how I
They
can
don't
help
even know
them.
who-
Even in
yeah.
the littlest, slightest way,
That's
they
right.
don't know
That's
how
right.
I can help them.
Always putting
that's
out
why-
your stuff
but
there
as a
when you do
person-
it. When you do it
As
once
a person and as a human being, you don't judge anybody, and you don't see
Yeah.
anybody by their
Yes.
looks. You don't see
So
anybody
that-
but what they do. And to me, it's like if you're hitting me up to go DJ for you at a club and to do this, like I'm all about it. This is
Yeah.
business, bro.
Yes.
I love this.
Straight up.
But at the end of the
Straight
day,
up.
this is business. And I'm not gonna put myself any lower. I'm not gonna put myself any higher. This is where I'm at in my career, and this is what I'm doing.
No,
But
respect.
at the start of my momentum, like I gotta show my self-respect. Because if I don't show my self-respect, and bro, I've been here for 2 years, like running around just trying to get
Yes,
circles and
yeah,
circles. I'm
that's
like, yo, what am I
hard.
doing wrong?
Yeah.
But I own up to my mistakes, and I know where I did what was wrong.
Still
So
doing.
now it's like, oh, I can't do that no more. What are you doing?
Yes.
No,
what I mean?
You
Lessons
are
in the
young.
game.
You are
learn
young.
that
I
shit,
know
you
I'm
what I
young.
mean? Lessons
But the
in
thing is,
game.
you gotta own up to what you
Oh,
really
yeah.
are,
No,
who
you-
you really are.
you
And
are
it's like
not
if
that
you
hard.
respect
Yeah.
yourself, everybody else is gonna respect you.
Yes.
And that's
Exactly.
just how love goes. And that's
Yes.
just how you go as a person.
Yeah.
You
No, I agree.
you love yourself. Everybody
Yeah.
loves you. When you don't love yourself, you're a shitty person.
No.
Why? Because you can't
Nobody want
accept
to be
it.
around
I'm
them
trying to
motherfuckers
love
that don't love
myself.
themselves. Come
That was
on,
never
man.
Laws
my
of attraction.
experience.
Yeah,
And-
love
and
and
so-
attraction, man.
So yeah, I mean, and that's deep because then that's almost like a constant struggle being
All
a
the
girl
time,
DJ.
all the
Oh,
time. Because
right.
you know,
That
I
must
have
be-
to
that
go
must
take,
be
I have to
kinda
go
hard,
take
yeah.
meetings, right? And I don't know whether I can go alone or I gotta bring
Yeah.
somebody
yeah. Word
with
up,
me.
word
Because
up.
I don't know how this is gonna end up,
Yes.
and I don't want to put myself in that position.
Well,
And
you
that's
definitely
not
should
right.
bring
It's
somebody.
But
so
that's always,
disrespectful.
Yeah.
but that's just being smart. You know what I mean?
You definitely
It's
should
being
always bring
smart, but
somebody.
it's like, why does it have to be like that?
Because the game is a male-dominated game.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But that's the
and there's a
thing.
lot of
That's the
Weinsteins out there
But
that are just
things are
fucking like
changing.
just scumbag motherfuckers.
Oh,
Yeah.
on that
Simple,
note, dog.
It's just goddamn.
Yeah.
On that note, R. Kelly just got indicted.
Yeah, man.
I saw
Pound
that.
me
Hey,
too.
Oh, we
lock
talking
him
about-
up, throw away the
Pound
key.
me too.
Fuck
Pound me
that
too.
guy.
We're talking about R. Kelly now. Yo, he's in 10 charges
I
right
ain't
now
playing
for that.
Step in the Name of Love
Fuck
ever in my life.
that guy.
But you know what? Okay, can I say something? Can I
Yeah.
say something real
Of
quick?
course.
I think as a person and as a human being, I think, R. Kelly is doing what he's doing. Whatever. Shit happened so long ago, right? I'm not saying it's not a bad thing.
Right.
It's
It's
not.
a
Oh,
bad
absolutely
thing.
a bad
Absolutely.
Of course.
Or
But
not.
what does that revolve around me?
Oh, nothing. No.
Exactly. So why am I
R. Kelly
tripping?
don't
But
give a
R.
fuck.
Kelly, you know what I mean?
R. Kelly fucked up.
Okay, this would
He is
my
not.
opinion why it strikes something to everybody. Because we love his music, man. Back in the day, I don't know about y'all, man. I love the songs that R. Kelly sing. But man, the behind the door stuff is really fucking
But it's always-
raw.
But then you
It's
connect the
always been like
dots,
that.
Yeah.
the name of the songs until like what
But
he
it's
says.
always-
Ain't it
the incidents
crazy?
and- yeah.
Like how it is.
I
It's
can't
like,
politic
this
about this.
motherfucker-
This is too much. I can't.
Hey, you know what?
I'm just saying.
The R. Kelly thing, it is pretty
R. Kelly,
heavy.
Like, man, I
So-
love those
No,
songs.
it's heavy, but it just goes to show kind of what you were talking about.
most definitely.
You know what I mean? Being a female, because a lot of the people.
But I think that's how
he-
it started by girls being so manipulative.
Yeah,
and
they
being
thought
so
that
young
because he
in that
well,
industry
well,
that
he
that's what
presented
they took onto.
he presented it even to the parents like, yo, this is your way in.
Well, look,
This is
also-
your way
You know what's
in.
funny?
just-
Can you
that-
say
And
that?
fuck the parents
sneaky
too,
shit,
because they
man.
let it
It's-
happen.
It's funny you say that because I actually know a Latin artist, right? And she's already in her 40s. But the short story is that this has been going on forever. Okay,
Go
this
ahead.
person, the manager that this Latin artist was managed to, he went up to her parents and was like, "Yo, give me their birth
Give me the
certificate."
consent, the
And give me
consent
their birth
for
certificate that I'm
rolling
under me,
in,
right?
like,
He had 5
I'm
girls
a
with
boy
him.
fucking Uncle
But he was
Touchy. I'm
messing
Uncle
around with
Touchy.
all those 5 girls, right? Where she had a kid with him, right? And then once the cops started investigating, she had to go to jail for it, right?
Wow.
But it's the same thing where I come back on that this has been happening for so long.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's
for
not.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
just now. The thing is now that social media has been letting everything go more out in the open, like anxiety and depression, for
Yes.
instance. No one talked about
No
it
one
before.
talked about that.
But now it's so out
no
there.
one's
That's
talking
what
about
I'm
that
saying.
shit,
That's
Mario,
with everything
man.
else in
No,
life.
it's good.
You
It's
have
the same
anxiety,
thing.
you have depression, you up. I'm not gonna. I was gonna say PUSSY.
Don't even start with that.
Like-
I'm not gonna.
That's for
Take that shit back.
I disagree with
Take
you.
that
I disagree
shit back.
with you.
I
But
disagree
you
too.
know
I
what, Gabby?
am-
Is how it's
I'm all about
all-
mental health.
But Gabby, you'll have a platform and you'll have a way to send the message of what you want to send to,
Yeah.
the,
Oh,
younger,
I
to the
think
next
most definitely.
to the next set of girls
Tell
coming
dudes.
through.
At the end of the
Yeah.
day,
No.
I'm just really. At the end of the day, I'm really just doing this to inspire.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
So,
keep doing
so
your thing.
Here's what I cannot
Inspire
wait
the-
for. Because before we started recording here today,
Right.
Gab was on the one.
Oh yeah, she was spinning on the
And
thing.
she was nice with
How
it.
about
She
we
came
go
with it.
back
on the decks real quick.
you know?
And so here's the thing, man. You know, it might be a little bit more difficult for women to get in, like something like DJing, right? It might be a little bit more difficult to break through or whatever.
I think
Well,
it's even at this.
well,
I think
it might
it's
be.
easy.
Everybody
I think
loves
that I
it.
have all the power
Well,
to do it.
here's the thing. That's what I was gonna get
You
to.
really do.
But if you get a guy and a girl, and you guys are on the same skill set, the woman is way more marketable.
But why is
Mark,
that?
you
Because
have no
sex
leverage.
sells.
Yeah.
Sex sells, definitely.
And why is that? Oh, she actually knows how to play.
Yes.
There's a difference.
You know,
I don't. I'm
that's
not.
an
I'm
awesome
not
thing.
just. I'm
That's a
not
combo.
just
Yes.
A
a
brave
face.
face. Yeah, you're not
That's
just
a
brave.
double threat.
You're not you're, like
Dude,
me.
never.
Like me,
I've
for
never
instance, I have a
portrayed
face for
myself like
radio, so.
The reason why.
Oh my God, yeah, that boy, yeah, you do. And the voice.
And I think when it comes to the face and the stuff part, is that like that's when people judge you, and it's all about judgment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and when I see
Yeah.
people judging me, is like you haven't accepted yourself yet, which is fine,
Yeah,
and I don't care. But I was like, I didn't choose. I don't even know how we got here. How the hell do you
Yeah.
want me to be the way I am?
Yes. Yes.
Shouldn't
Just motherfuckers.
Yeah,
judging
just
this
let it
child.
be.
Yeah.
let it roll out.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm going back to saying, be original, be organic,
Always.
keep fucking expressing yourself in the
Yeah.
way that you do. Deuce, I love it when we go to the late night clubs and we roll in the music and you spin it and it's like, that's my kind of vibe. That's my
Yeah,
shit,
you
y'all.
should.
I roll up to the bar and I'll be like, yeah, that's my kind of shit. You know, young one, you don't know nothing about this shit. You know what I mean? Now, if I roll into a Gabby set, I'm sure I'm gonna be like, whoa, what the
They'd be
fuck
like,
is
who's that?
Yo,
What
what am I
But you're fucking gonna go in there and I'm gonna wild out straight up. up. I'm still straight up wild. And if I see you doing that, I'm gonna be in front. I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's what Gabby should do her thing. And that's vibe. That's what I'm talking about. Vibe. When I go to a spot, you know what I mean? We're chameleons as well as the patrons, the consumer.
Yes.
We go in there and we want to go and enjoy a good time, and depending on what that DJ plays is what kind of good time I'm gonna have. You
Exactly.
know?
Like you came to this event, okay? You saw the flyer, you saw who was coming. Let's get some background check on that.
Exactly. Straight up.
You going into what you're going yourself.
When we go out too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So what do you got? What you got going on, Gabby? You got anything going on coming up?
Yes, as of so far. So
2019.
Yes. So
Break it down.
as of right now, everything's growing and the momentum is going. So that's amazing. So yeah, I've been doing this for 2.5 years, but right now I got in touch with the promoter that March 9th at the Rooftop, LA,
And that's LA.
downtown.
Yeah.
And then July 20th would be a really, really exciting one because one of these DJs that I know from Mexico is gonna come.
What's
Like,
that?
he's
Who's
an
that? Who's
EDM.
that?
His name's Noise Kid. So
Noise Kid. Shout out Noise
he's
Kid.
gonna come out, but it's really dope because they're saying that the event is already, the tickets are
It's
already
ready to
selling
go.
for that.
Where's
And
that?
It ain't no
that's
fire festival though. Don't
that's
tell me it's a
gonna
fire
be-
festival.
Global Theater, no,
I heard
Global
about that
Theater.
thing.
You
That
guys
was.
have-
We're
Fuck
coming
yeah.
out. We're coming out.
And where do you get tickets for that?
I gotta look onto the website.
Link's gonna be below somewhere down the line. You know what I mean?
Where can people catch you if they wanted to?
At Ayogabs, AYOGABS, and that's on everything.
Cool, man. Yeah, because like I said, man, when you're getting down, it was nice.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Nice with
it.
And
Appreciate it.
John, what's up with you, man? Where can people catch you, bro?
Yeah, man. So on
Deuce Ace.
on March 2nd, I'm gonna be right here on my couch, just posting. Nah, but
You know, the one and two, and the snares that I was The snares is the third child.
no, but I don't know. This past Thursday, I played
Yesterday, huh? You got.
Thursday night at the Rabbit Hole, literally down the street from me on Roscoe and
The Rabbit Hole.
in Topanga. So my boy Ronix and my boy B-Rad, they throw on some open turntables
Yes.
events.
Yeah,
and
why not?
I mean, yeah, so
Get
like
everywhere.
That's the shit
Get everywhere,
that we
man.
like,
We need to hear
it's
more of you.
you know they've been asking me to play out for a long time, but you know
We
just
do it for the
I
love.
I get lazy, man.
Yeah.
I know. Hey, laziness is a
Couple kids with homework.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
look at
happens.
it as? I think you built this foundation, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say this on some real stuff.
Yeah.
You built the foundation of your kids. You built the foundation with your wife. You built
Right.
this foundation with you. But at the same time, you never have to lose yourself.
Yeah,
At
no,
the end of the
I
day,
100%.
At the end of the day, you always love
Yes,
yourself.
amen
You
to
gotta
that.
you gotta make yourself happy.
Yeah.
And then when you make yourself happy, everything else radiates to
Yeah.
other people.
Yep.
So
you know,
like,
when you're miserable, you're gonna give that energy out. So
yeah,
don't do that.
you don't want that.
And it's amazing because you built this already. And
Yes.
it's accepting
It's
what
that.
it is.
But
And
what
just,
it is,
Bob
and
wasn't,
just-
cousin.
you don't. It's not. You're not stopping to grow. You gotta grow. You gotta keep growing and
You
keep
know,
growing.
Gabby, they drop a game on me.
The game is
That's
for the
real.
soul, not
That's
told. You know what I'm saying? But you got this
Experiences,
free one on
Hashtag
the Basic
experience.
Buzz
Yeah.
podcast.
Experience. Let's go. I need to go on Joe
So
Rogan. That's
I'll be playing there a little
I'm
bit
ready
more
for Joe Rogan,
every now and then,
so-
but I had fun just like stepping out of my cave and
Especially it's right
Yeah.
and playing for people because you know these
Yeah.
days, man, I'm kind of selfish in my ways. Like I like to bump shit that I like. I like
Yeah.
to flip it the way I
You
like.
know what?
Yeah.
I like
All
to
people like it
record.
too.
Yeah.
I like to record like you know. I admit the way that I come out or like the art that comes out, depending on what I make, is like it's not for everybody, and I'm not trying to make it for everybody,
No.
but
You're,
You know,
you're,
like-
you're a craft DJ.
But then the thing
You're
is
a
that I
craft
think
DJ.
like when you hit one person, you're hitting so many other people in the world, and you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't know it yet.
That's definitely
Yeah.
true,
You know?
man. The
And you
power
don't know
of
it
word
yet.
of mouth, like,
So,
it goes
the,
so
the,
far.
the, the, the
amazing.
power of music, no matter what genre, it's
It's
very
so strong.
powerful because you could
So
set
strong.
a tone for those few hours. You could create a song that conveys a message of like fuck
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
No, and
You know what I mean?
at the same
Or-
time,
or-
you're in the zone. Like,
Yeah.
When you're in the zone, when
You
the
had to- you
DJ's
had to
in the
put that one
zone,
in, by the
the
way.
spot.
We got free plugs, you know
Fuck
what I
that
mean?
pillow right now.
Yara habla.
When the DJ's in the zone, the spot's popping.
Yeah.
Oh,
You'll find
yeah,
yourself,
most definitely.
you find yourself ready to get another drink. You're ready to go mingle. You can go holler at a
That's-
babe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can do
That's
things
this is why I like.
when the vibe's popping. And it all happens when
Okay,
the DJ's
you know
really
what?
doing his thing.
When
When
the
the
DJ's
DJ's not
in the zone.
when the DJ's not doing his thing, that's when it's like,
You can feel it.
No,
We
you could see when they're being robotic.
right?
Yo,
We out.
but
I was at
here's the
that
thing,
last
John,
night. I
I'm
was
glad
at
you
that-
brought that
I had,
up.
I had dinner last night. I'm listening to a DJ. I'm like, yo,
I'm
man,
so
I'm gonna
glad
tell
you
Jay
brought that
Scratch.
up.
I'm gonna holler at Jay Scratch.
Shout out
This
to Jay
motherfucker
Scratch.
stole his fucking 2015 set and he's playing it
Bro.
over here at the fucking Irish pub. Like,
No,
yo,
okay,
tripping, homie.
I'm
And
glad
he's
you brought that
dancing on
up.
the table.
Because you know
And
what
I was
Comestible
twerking. I
Vibe
was twerking on the table.
is so what Comestible Vibe, and it's people have different opinions about this. Depending on who you talk to, some DJs like this because it makes their job easier. Some DJs hate this because they feel they were hired
Just
because
to
of
throw it
that.
out,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna ask you guys
What's
as
that?
one of the last questions. How do you feel about requests?
Oh, I like
What
that.
about for 20? What about for 20?
I start laughing.
What's your opinion
That
on a
is funny.
request?
What's your
Or
opinion on
how do
requests?
you go about it? Let's break it. How about this? Let's break it down. How would one
You go first.
request
You go
a song from a DJ? Because
All
you know
right.
what? That's one of the forbidden things to do.
Two-part question.
Consumers, if you don't know, you should.
Only
Don't
the
go
strip
walking
club.
up to the DJ and asking him to play a song. They
Alright.
got a set going on, so you know.
So me, I was never really opposed to cats with a special request, as long it was in that genre, that type of vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
As long as it stays within the.
Yeah, but it stays within
what's
the
going on.
I want a rock song.
But-
with a light song.
if someone-
play some
so
Kid
back-
Rock, play some Kid
Yeah.
Rock.
so
no,
before the cell phone, I would get napkin requests. It was either
Yeah.
can you play the
Napkin
song all the way
requests.
through,
Did it have a
I
five?
love
or can you play this song in
Are you telling me though? I don't mean to cut you off. You said I used to get napkin requests. You're telling me they're texting you? Are they DMing you on the Instagram?
before they could slide in? And I could only imagine the DJs that are active these days,
Yeah.
because them cats will just go up to the DJ and be like, yo.
They're like, can you snap this and like, log it onto your laptop? It
That's
will
some bullshit.
automatically do that in 2 years. I
Are you
promise
kidding?
Man,
Just
airdrop you, just
I don't know
airdrop
if I
you.
would laugh at that point.
Yeah, I would
or,
laugh at that. Yeah, that's
but I mean, I was never really opposed to like taking a request. As long as like it was fitting.
Because something-
But if someone is being like out of pocket, like
Yeah.
I'll be blamed. Like, nah, man, I don't got that.
Nah, man.
You don't got bulletproof?
Or the good old, yeah, I'll play it later.
I got you.
Bulletproof?
Yeah,
I got you.
raise the eyebrows a little bit. I got you. I'll play later.
Yo,
Never
fam,
play.
Yo, fam, you got Saturday Live.
What do you think about the requests?
What do you think about
when
requests,
someone-
Gabs?
Like when someone posts, Gabby, you gotta play my song, girl.
I mean, I think when it comes to like weddings and stuff like that, I don't mind it. I love it.
Yeah,
if I got the Wi-Fi on and I can download whatever
Yeah.
you want just to make you happy, I'm all about it.
Alright, girl,
But
look
the
at
thing
you.
is,
Look
the
at
thing
you.
is
That's
also
a
when it
great
comes,
answer,
when it
by the
comes
way.
to
Yeah,
an
yeah.
EDM aspect, is like
I got my
I
son.
that's
know what
your
I'm
shit.
doing.
I'm
Yes.
doing my, I'm
Like,
doing
you're
my
gonna
thing.
vibe out
I don't go to
because
your
I
job.
know that you're gonna love this shit.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
how it goes. And that's what I say when it comes
You
to
gonna
vinyls
love
and
this
CDJs.
shit.
It's like everything's all a different realm now.
Yes.
But now it's like accepting everything for what it is.
And it's
you
like
know?
you want
Regardless
to
if you're-
show
if
them.
you're a dope ass scratch DJ, you know you scratch. That's dope. I honor that to the
Yes,
fucking
yes.
to the fullest.
But
to
it's
me,
like
it's
let me
everything's
show you.
all in a
Let me
different
show you
realm.
what I got.
Let me show you what I got.
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
guys
give you a gift.
Everybody, I think in the DJ, at the root of things, everybody knows what they want to play.
Yeah.
And everybody knows what good music is in those DJ rooms.
Yes, and everyone
So-
has their likings to the music they go into.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm a consumer. When I roll into a spot, I'm ready for a vibe, and it doesn't matter
Of course.
what it's gonna be.
No, but you gotta
when,
accept
when
it
I
for
go
what
in
it
there,
is.
there better be a vibe, because if it ain't happening,
Yeah.
shit, I'm gonna let you know.
Most
man.
definitely.
Yeah, and
Your
Gino
boy
always
turn
shoots me.
right back
Gino
around.
always shoots me out text message like, "Hey, this DJ's playing there."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you had
Yeah.
a great answer, because if someone's hiring you to do their party and they're paying you pretty good money, like a wedding or a bar mitzvah
Yeah,
or
it's
something
just
like that,
different.
then
It's a
want-
different
you
circumstance.
kind of want
You
to play
wanna
what
do
they
what they
want.
want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
But
gonna
if
do it.
if they're hiring you for what you know how to
But
play,
it's
Yeah.
like I'll play it, but I'm not gonna play it right now. Let me get into
Let me
if
get
it's
in.
something
Yes.
completely
Let me create a
different, I gotta get in
segue.
that
Yeah.
genre.
Yeah,
I'll
let me
say-
let me
But if
connect
it's
let me
the
connect the
same
vibes
segment,
real
let's
quick.
do
Let me give you me.
Yeah.
And then
Let me transition it. Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
give you
So
like
for
you
you
can love
consumers-
how I do this for you.
for you consumers out there, don't be mad if the DJ don't play your request, because sometimes it
Just
don't
know.
match.
Maybe
the
that's
vibe.
Or you know what?
Just
Or don't be a dick when you're fucking asking for a
Plain and
request,
simple.
dude.
There
Because
you
like
go.
you'll
Yeah,
get shut
that's
down
what you
hella
want to listen to,
fast.
John
Like
Lord.
Yeah, there you go.
no, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
You know, kindness gets you a long way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you get
build-
a lot,
yeah, build a
lot
bridge,
farther
damn it.
with honey opposed to lemon.
Yo.
Hey, play that Pitbull.
Alright, fam. Yo, we gotta wrap this up, man. But this was a great talk, and we gotta continue it because I think it's gonna keep on flowing, man. So one of the things I like to leave, I was thinking about it, and one of the things that I wanted to do for this podcast is kind of hit everybody with a random fact, go round table. You know what I mean? So like, we give them a little cliffhanger, and I'll start. This how random I am. And I think that for whatever reason,
Let's just finish.
No, we're gonna do some promos. We can't really put it on the pod because it's copy. You know what I mean? But we'll get some promos. But as a random fact, and I feel like everybody should know this, but in a cherry seed, there's enough. If you break it open, there's enough cyanide in there to kill somebody.
Really?
Yeah, dude. So if you, but the problem, but the thing is,
from Delano?
No, just any cherry.
Okay.
But the problem is, it's really hard to bite into. Like, it's almost impossible.
But the seeds.
But then I'm thinking, like, if you accidentally put it in the blender,
Is this a random fact or is this the Jameson fact?
it's a Jameson fact, a random fact. But I feel like it should be common knowledge out there because I don't want people dying.
Okay, cool.
Gene, what you got, man?
What you got, Gene?
5.
A random fact.
I'm just random.
Okay, cool.
I'm done.
Here, also, I want this for everybody to know. If you use a spirally pasta, dry pasta, you can use that as a filter for your joint crutch.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? DM the basic podcast if you ever do that.
If you use like a pasta, a swirly pasta, a dried one, you can use that as your crutch for your joints instead of like
a filter.
Yeah, like a filter.
Okay.
There's a random fact for you.
Here's another fact.
This is tough.
I got a small bladder, so I gotta use this.
That's fact.
Facts.
Oh man,
The distance between your wrist to your elbow is the same as your waist.
random.
As the Pranos.
And your shoulders.
My mom used to put the thing. Shout out to my mom who's in the audience, by the way. Hey, mom.
Hi, Tita Joe.
Hello, Auntie.
She used to put the pants.
Measure your that's
tell
your
me,
waist.
Hey, you know, that's a good one for everyone to know. Hey,
Double your waist.
For guys out there, if you're watching the Basic Bud podcast, break it down, Dan Roy. If you're going to get a pair of jeans, you put them down from the waist.
Next.
To figure out your waistline, you're going to put the legs on your shoulders, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You fold
69.
over to your neck.
Yes.
And that'll determine your waistline, so you always get a perfect fit.
Desi,
Don't sag your pants. Kick up your pants.
Anyways, John, random fact, baby. Come on.
Oh man.
Get us going.
Random fact.
Fact out.
Hey, Dave Stewart and Ricky Henderson are from Oakland, California.
Oh,
yes, baller.
You're a baller.
Alright, now Basic Buzz Podcast.
La, la, la.
Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll catch you on the rebound, baby. Let's go.
Thank you.
Hey, salute.